Music in the 20th century. Music is important for expressing ideas and improving people's mood. The idea of this has been seen many times throughout the 20th century. The 20th century has had many ups and downs in which music was a major factor. Starting off with World War I. World War I started in 1914, a time where jazz and swing dance was popular throughout communities. Music was sang by soldiers to improve their morale and was made as a sneaky way to complain about the war. Jazz music brought comfort to soldiers' families at home, while swing music was popular among soldiers in battle. Music was used to form opinions based on the public's beliefs. Music has also played a role in the remembrance of fallen soldiers to this day. The song We Remember was made in memory of fallen soldiers and is often played on Remembrance Day. This shows how music can be used to express emotion. A survey study was conducted to see veterans' ways of dealing with mental health issues in result of war. Sadly, substance abuse was a big factor of coping for veterans, but not as much as music. It's reported that veterans listen to more music in their everyday life than any other activity, which shows how much music can positively affect mental health. After the war, a virus called the Spanish flu began to spread. The Spanish flu was very similar to influenza, SARS, and even COVID-19, which fell just outside of the 20th century. For many people affected by these viruses, music has played a major role in their mental health. All of these viruses have caused people to isolate from the community. When people are isolated, they tend to feel lonely. Music has helped many people overcome mental health issues and loneliness because it brings the listener a sense of comfort. Music also sometimes relates to people, bringing them the sense that they aren't alone and ultimately improve their mood. Classical music was very popular throughout this time. In August of 1929, lasting just over 4 years, the Great Depression became an issue. During the Great Depression, food was scarce and employment was at an all-time low. Life was hard for citizens. Many people who lived through these hard times have said that you can't be sad and dance at the same time, which shows how important music was to help them forget about the terrible circumstances they were living through. Jazz and swing music was also very popular throughout the time of the Great Depression. Music was an escape from reality. Bands were formed while people sang and danced. Music through this time has also been used to express and complain about the massive job loss people were facing. One of the most popular songs during the Great Depression was called Brother, Can You Spare a Dime?, which outlines the hard-shed times of this event. These songs were used to raise people's spirits and keep hope up for better times. Music has come a long way from jazz and swing in the early 1900s, classical music in the 20s and 30s, and rock and roll in the 80s and 90s. The music of today's time is very different and involves more hip-hop or rap. But the music today shares the same purpose as it did back then. It allows people to express their emotions in a safe way and provides entertainment that can improve one's mood, ultimately making everyone happier. This is shown throughout the 20th century as people continue to use music as an escape from stressful situations.